Welcome back to Brush Up Your Game, and these are the Voyages. Today, Countdown, or as I might like to call it, Escort the Xindi Weapon. I've got 120 points of mostly Xindi reptilians, but insectoid friend, and Tony has friends of the Federation, or what will be Vulcans and Dorians, a Xindi aquatic cruiser, and the Enterprise NX. So, yeah, Tony's goal is destroy the Xindi weapon, and my goal is escort it, get it off the other edge of the map. Anytime I lose a ship, I get to put a mission token down, and that causes a spatial anomaly, which has its own weird rules, as seen here. Yeah, I get a mission token from the stack, put it on the board, anywhere in the board, but not within range one of a ship. And if any ship that ends its move within range one or whose maneuver template passes within range one of a spatial anomaly, they take a damage and take an Ox Power token. So, kind of weird, kind of different. I don't know. We'll see how it goes.
It would be quite devastating if the weapon ends up going into a anomaly.
Yeah, so the weapon has special moves. Basically, it can only do a 1, 2, or 3 straight or bank. And if it has Ox Power, it can only do a 1 straight. Ones are green, twos are whites, threes are red. So this is going to be interesting, slow, plotting. I don't know. To be determined. Shall I? Let's see. Off camera, Tony won the initiative roll, meaning I am moving first. So, Tony, shall I kick it off?
Let's go. I'm ready.
Okay, I got a whole bunch of ships moving here. They are starting off, and I don't believe Xindi Weapon. You were supposed to move.
Uh-oh. What
Well,
did you choose?
a two straight.
I'll just move it manually.
Okay. Anyway, those ships did four straights, and they're not going anywhere. We will work on our Xindi weapon.
Right there.
Um, in case it matters, the Xindi weapon's going to evade. Because that's the only thing I can foresee being attacked. Even then, I don't think you're crossing that much of the map, but um,
Um,
you never
yeah, I
know.
was I was thinking about it. I had a tech that would have let me move an extra 6 after I did one, but I didn't want one ship alone against your
Hmm.
whole armada.
One ship
So
alone? That sounds wonderful.
yeah, for my opponent.
Yes. Well, I am your opponent.
So the Zindi are not in range. So I'm just going to move the next one and the next one. All right. You're 7 and then mine.
Okay. Uh, yes, the little ship that could, and I don't need to perform an action. It's
Well,
close. We'll definitely have combat next round.
well, let's chalk it up to end phase. What do you say?
Yeah, sounds good. I need to make sure I go look at how many possible mission tokens. Let's see, three mission tokens.
They are already placed in the box over there.
Ah, okay, great. Well, hmm.
Oh, I was supposed to scan with the Vulcan ship,
Okay, that's fine. I know we were going quick to go quick.
and so I'm going to trade one of those scans in to get a battle stations and an evade.
Understand.
Oh, and I'm gonna. You have initiative now.
Yes, that I do. Okay. I am ready when you are. My
Okay.
okay.
Oh,
Still all of my ones, yes?
yes, sir.
Okay. Let's see. I gotta do this in order. I'm going to start by moving the weapon. And I did a 2 bank to the right towards the Vulcans. All right. And
A little bit more forward, I think. That's looking good.
okay. They
And
will
you'll evade again, I'm sure.
um yeah. Yeah, I'll evade. All right. Let's move Reptilian C.
It was a crunch.
Okay. That's fine. They did a straight, so I will undo them. And then they can just do a straight.
I'll nab a template.
Yeah,
Oh, you got it.
I got. But just stick it on the edge so they can scooch forward.
All right.
Okay. And B goes and let's see. Hey. Okay. B's going to target lock. And they're going to. I should just double check that. Yeah, they'll target lock the Andorians. And then over here we'll have the Zindus did a or not the Zindus, the Maratus did a 2 straight and did not crunch. But they're going to go ahead and evade. That'll be there, I think. Yeah, yeah, that's what they did. Okay. Zindus and A went. Zindus is going to target lock because that's what they do. And sure, Zindus will target lock the Azadi Prime, and Reptilian A will take battle stations. Okay. Sorry, I know that's a lot. I got 7 ships of Xindi doom and gloom here. But I believe, yeah, that is now everything I have until my 7 at the very end.
All right. So there's Azadi Prime. I am. Okay. A little clarification on the pulse firing particle beam and Degra and how they work together.
Okay.
So in my imagination, it was 5 dice on the first shot and then 2 dice on the second shot. Is that accurate?
So
Or is it per-
Dagra gives you it's when attacking, so that's going to be each time.
okay?
Gain +2 attack dice if the attack is made with a Xindi weapon upgrade. I the attack hits, so I mean the first attack's at 5, right?
Yeah.
You may immediately
So then
make a
the
second
second.
attack with this weapon against the same target at 1 less die. So I think it's then base 2, but Dagra's boosting it back to 4.
Okay. Well,
That's how I interpret it.
that's better than how I was reading it, but I was trying to play it on the worst case scenario. So
Now, weapon 0 rules, which I mean this my Xindi weapon is essentially weapon 0, is that all dice modifiers happen and then its special ability to take the ox and roll as many dice as you have hits, that's a replacement value. So against pulse firing particle cannon, I still get the full amount of defense dice. And against a scan token, I still get the full amount of defense dice. It's only if I would roll a natural number of defense dice. I need to look up the scan token version, which I'm going to do right
um,
now. But
I'm sure you're right on the scan token part, but so would you? But you would have to take 2 auxiliary powers because it's 2 separate attacks.
yes,
Okay, then I interpreted that the same way. I'm good with that.
yeah, two separate attacks. So
All right. So then I need to know you're at range 2. I think it would be prudent for me to take a target locker battle stations.
let's,
And since the battle stations has a defensive bonus in case I don't use it, I think I'll go that route. And then the Vulcan ship is the next highest captain. And if she doesn't double scan with her science officer, she doesn't get that benefit again. So she will do that.
got to make you bump.
What's going to make me bump?
I said I got to make you bump.
Yeah, that's fine. Um, all right, so that's her. That puts me on trend now. And that target lock was on him, yes? Okay.
Yes, yeah.
Okay. I'm thinking. Oh, shoot. I only have 3 shields. I was supposed to have 5. Okay. Um, Action here is, I think, of battle stations as well.
Okay.
And then the Enterprise will go next.
Yes.
And there it is. And I think I'll commander on this one.
Okay.
So one of each. And then you can do your guy.
Okay. I did a 1 straight, and I'm fearing that I messed up. But I have a bunch of ships at range 3, and I did in fact mess up. Um. Hmm, hmm, hmm. Yeah. I will take up battle stations. That's going to be what I do.
All right. That aquatic looks like it may be taking a hit. Well, any of these.
Yeah, we'll see how the attacks go. You get a lot of shots before I do. I mean, I get
Yeah.
one, but then you get a bunch. Um,
Oh man, I forgot to use Legacy of the name. It's all right. I'll do it next.
at least you have many options, many times to do it. I'm going to shoot the Kumari
Okay.
with the diaspora.
All right.
And I'm going to use the pulse firing particle cannon because I don't want to give you an extra defense die, and I want to have a chance to make 2 attacks against you.
Okay. So 1 defense die on the Kamari.
Yep. Okay. And there's some dice, and here we go. Oh.
Ooh.
So I'll use the Diaspora's named ability. During the roll attack dice step, if there's battle station token beside your ship, I may discard that token to re-roll all of my dice. Basically,
Okay.
to treat it like it's a target lock, except it's not selective. It's got to be all. That.
Oh my god.
Okay, that's how today's going to go. Great. Love it.
Wow.
Should have just taken the battle station on 1 and hoped you blinked out.
Yeah.
Okay.
How would Earth you have known you were going to roll the exact same roll 2 times in a row, though?
Yeah, very improbable.
Okay. So now 2 dice because you used your special weapon.
No. That's if this attack hits.
Oh snap! So the second half of the text doesn't even matter.
Yeah. I get
Ouch.
nothing.
Okay.
Yeah, I disabled a weapon to do nothing.
Wow.
Yeah.
All right. Well,
Doing
to
great
Paul is
over
my
here.
highest captain and has the weapon in its forward arc. And Paul has dorsal phaser array. So she will use that to make a shot with 3 dice.
Okay.
So here's the 3 dice rolling. I'm going to spend that battle stations to get the 1 hit. Oops, I'm sorry. Hit, not crit.
Okay. You leave me in an unenviable position. I could take my 1 defense die that I get for range 3, or I take an Ox Power for 2 defense dice. I'm gonna just take my range 3 roll.
I don't know if that functions because it's a secondary weapon. Because it doesn't say it's a primary.
You fired with dorsals? You
Yeah, I
can't
did.
fire
That's how
with
I got.
dorsals at range 3.
Oh, well then I threw too many dice, so let me roll that again. I apologize. My mistake. Because the NX-01's primary weapon value is 2.
Okay.
So let me try that again. I'm sorry. Okay. I spent a battle stations on that roll, so it's still going to be 2 hits.
Okay. And I'll do the same. I'll do what I was going to do. I will just take my normal range 3 die. No. Okay. I will spend the evade token.
Okay.
I will grab a damage deck here.
I think I should do the same.
And I will put my sphere or my weapon, my weapon sphere damage over here by initiative. Okay.
All right. So my next highest captain then is Shran, and he's gonna activate the Imperial Guard and fire Tellarite disruptor banks.
Just putting that there now.
So that puts me at 7 attack dice. And if I hit you, I guess your agility will go down by 1, but that won't affect your special ability.
Yeah, just
So,
printed.
yeah.
And even then, it's printed down to 0, so
Right.
it would affect range 3.
Okay. So, here's the 7 dice roll.
Uh-huh.
And then I think it prudent to go ahead and spin the battle stations and convert the 1.
Okay, so that's what, 5?
Yes, sir.
Okay. Well, I already put the Ox Power next to my ship. Because no way was I going to let 5 dice go through. So instead I'm letting 4 dice go through.
That's what it appears to be.
I
You want to throw your dice away and get a new set?
mean, those were new dice. That's the worst part. Those were new dice.
All right. So that brings me to the Bashar.
Uh-huh.
And she's got the combat vessel variant, which would throw 4. Or I could do photonic autocannon as long as I've got a scan, which I do. So I'm going to do the photonic autocannon.
Okay.
And we'll throw 5. 2, 3, 4, 5. I'm going to slide it over here.
Sure.
Well, 2 blanks is happy trails for you. Do I have 2 events? Oh my gosh, cheater.
Well, I guess I better roll well.
Well, 2 evades is handy. So that's 1 critical.
Uh-huh. That was a direct hit.
Oh man.
Okay, 7.
And 1 shot left, yeah?
Uh-huh.
The aquatic gets to shoot now. Tell you what, for the sake of funsies, I don't want to shoot my pulse firing whatchamahoosit.
Okay. You want to shoot your particle beam weapon and fire 5 dice?
No, I don't think I want to do that either. I think I want to see if your Xindi weapon can survive another round. So I'm just going to shoot my primary.
Okay.
We'll just see how that goes. I don't want this to end in one round.
Here's the reality: if you put any hits on me, you can end it. It's
Yeah.
down to defense dice.
Well,
I mean, go ahead. You're not going to hurt my feelings. I definitely have thoughts on this mission. I know one thing I would change for certain. I would have brought Colo to
yeah.
to grab one of the shots.
Well, and it wouldn't have been a bad thing too to if you were able to use the aquatic counselor that let you re-roll your defense dice. That could have saved you that 4.
Yeah, but I can't put anything on Xindi Weapon.
Oh,
That's a
there you go.
game piece because it wasn't part
Ew.
of my build.
Yeah.
I didn't have to pay for
Wow.
the Xindi Weapon. It was given to me as is.
Right.
And escort the skill one with nothing fancy on it is one of the worst. I mean, we've seen it in Alliance, right?
Yeah.
They are some of the worst pieces you can ever do because there's no quality to them.
Yeah.
Xindi Weapon, when you can build for it, is a fantastic piece. I love it. But without any defensive building for, uh, you got nothing.
Okay.
Yeah.
I agree. I like the Xindi weapon, but yeah, with no cards and no captain, and it's rough.
Yeah, I mean, and okay, you rolled 5 dice, 5 hits, and I got 1 evade. Those are poor odds. It happens though, right? I it's dice.
And they're so finicky. Well, I am just going to shoot you with my primary weapon,
That's fine.
which is four dice. If you survive, great. We'll have another round.
No, it's even
If,
range 2.
yeah.
It's all
Okay,
good.
so here it is. Oops, I'm rolling my ship. Let me roll the dice instead.
Oh, and a scan token. Oh, 3. Okay, well, I'll put the aux power if it matters. Oh, sorry. Did you want to do something? Did you have quality?
No, I have battle stations, but it changes nothing, so
Okay,
I'm good
it's
with
not like
that.
a passive reroll ability. Okay.
Not that I'm caring about. No.
I mean, you're welcome to do it. I still got dice in the air, so it.
No, I think the Azadi Prime just has the defense and the aquatic counselor's defense, and everything else is. Yeah, I'm good. This is good.
Okay.
Let it fly. Oh man.
I'd rather go out like that than go out close, right? Better than that roll. That roll would have hurt. That roll would have made me feel bad. I would much rather have nothing. See, that roll would have told me the next card off the deck was another direct hit. uh, yeah. No, like I said, the only other thing I would have done would have been to bring Colo, who I remembered about 5 minutes ago was an insectoid and not an aquatic. Because I was legitimately trying not to bring anything that was aquatic. And so Cola would have let me redirect 1 shot per round onto. I would have stacked a no name reptilian ship. I would have put a Trellium D on it, and I would have had Colo.
I were actually surprised you didn't put Dolem on any of your ships.
Yeah,
Because isn't he a 7 or an 8?
he's an 8. The only other thing, so here was my plan, and here's where I executed poorly. One, I forgot that the diaspora was going to move after the NX. So what I was intending to do, wanting to do, was get the Maratus in range to use Insectoid Raiding Party on a ship almost didn't care which ship, but a ship to disable or not disable, discard one of your upgrades, any of your 5 cost upgrades, right?
Yeah.
So maybe that was combat vessel variant. Maybe that was the photonic autocannon. Maybe it was enhanced shield emitters. It was actually that probably was a decent thought. Um, Maybe it was the aquatic counselor, or maybe it was enhanced hull plating or legacy of the name, or it wasn't going to be commander. It wasn't going to be any of the crew because I had uh, the I had 2 insectoid riflemen who were action discard this card, disable all crew upgrades on the target ship, and then place an auxiliary power token beside the ship. So I was going to hamstring you a bit. I was really going to try to uh, disable your crew and keep you on aux power for a bit, at least with the NX, right?
Yeah.
Because if I could take you with no shields and disable your crew, right? That's no commander, no helmsman, no operations officer. Not that operations officer necessarily helps you right here, but it's enough to hurt.
Yeah, my
And
attempt to switch her out for a science officer because it's a Paul, and apparently I missed that memo.
oh,
Oh, whoops. But anyway,
yeah,
and I had 1 point left over, so I put escape pod on here, which would have accommodated or that scan or the science officer. So yeah, I made an error. I thought I switched that and I didn't. So anyway,
yeah. I
but and
mean,
I built some crazy heavy powered weapon ships that were able to pump a lot of dice into you.
you did,
And
and like I said, I just don't think the Xindi weapon can really sustain the onslaught without any kind of defense boost. It's yeah,
in summary, we need some sort of attack cancellation or attack diversion in order for this to work. And one thing I was thinking is you might want to have on the Xindi side really high captain skills, so you might be able to take a ship or 2 out before they start firing at the weapon.
and that was a thought. And then I went digging. So this is Xindi captains.
Yeah,
You've
there's not a lot of choices.
Dolam is an 8, or you could have Dolam as a skill 8 captain. And then you've got Insectoid Counselor at 7, and Insectoid Commander at 6. Kaifet Amundser at 5, but that's an aquatic, so you can't run that. You've got Kolo at skill 5, and then Kaifet Amundser at 4, and Dagra at 4, but thematically Dagra's on Archer's team.
He was on my aquatic ship.
And then an aquatic counselor at skill 2. And where are the aquatics? Over here. Xindi need more captains, I think is really the gist there. I mean, we have the primate. I forget the names of Xindi, but it's like for all the awesomeness that was in season 3 of Enterprise, and I do consider season 3 of Enterprise to be pretty good. They didn't give us a lot of captains, a lot of people in charge of enemy vessels.
And
And
they had plenty to choose from with the arboreals and the primates and the um, reptilians and the aquatics and the
yeah,
insectoids.
just pick some names, make some people up. What it really tells me is the Xindi never should have been a faction, but they're still fun.
And scary with Trillium D on them. I think we saw that at the last mission we played.
Oh yeah, the Insectoid Counselor plus Trellium D is really good fun because you got this neat combo to cancel your opponent's evades and inflict damage to yourself, but then you've got Trellium D that doesn't care about that. And see, in this mission, I went, well, I don't really care if my ships have Trellium D. They don't need to live. They'll just die and create spatial anomalies. I guess the only other thing I could have done was really slow play the weapon, go like one forward, and leave my Xindi, my fleet to engage you first. That's another
Yeah, that
thought I have.
very well could have made it. And then as soon as we popped out, do a red maneuver and get out of dodge.
Yeah.
Assuming you don't have auxiliary powers on you already.
Right. But again, if I'm not getting shot at in the first engagement, I don't know. It's a thought. And I probably should have taken a battle station instead of an evade. Not that I rolled enough defensive battle stations for it ever to matter, but it could have.
Yeah.
It could have. So, but yeah, we got what, one more mission in the Enterprise era,
Yep.
and
One left.
at some point I'll go back and play the OP missions because I actually did like the Temporal Cold War OP missions. I thought those were fun, but got to rewrite them a little bit, try to make them a little more thematic. So, all right, well, Tony, thank you. Viewers, sorry this wasn't longer or more engaging, but hopefully you learned something. And yeah, next week, uh, the Xindi Weapon mission, which I think realistically most people have never seen and have probably never read. So that'll be a fun thing to show off. I'm looking forward to it. All right, everybody, thank you for watching. And until next time, keep brushing up your game. Take care.